Okay, on our next look here at the Tektronix PSM series power meters, all three series, the 3000, the 4000, the 5000, have the ability to log data. So let's say I'm making a measurement over a long period of time. Maybe it's a 24-hour test and I'm temperature cycling the device that I have. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to initialize my sensor. In this case, it's already been initialized on the last video. I can also do find sensors and things like that, but I'm going to set this up, and what it's going to do is it's going to store all my data into a file. So I'm already chosen a directory. I've given it a file name, and I'm actually going to make it test2. And the file name will also append date and time stamps. It'll say, do you want to open it up and view it on completion, which is what we will do. I can choose either CSV or text. I'm going to choose text just for this example. I can then choose the measurement. In this case, I don't want CW or average because I'm actually still measuring my pulse signal. So I'm going to choose peak pulse, average power, duty cycle, and crest factor. My units, my frequency, because of course this system also needs to use those same calibration factors for the sensor. And I'm not going to do any averaging or extended averaging. I can set the instrument up on how I want to start the measurement. In this case, I'm just going to make it very simple and start with the click of a button. I can do it from a trigger. I can do it based on a amount of time. And then the stop button, I'm going to do this just to manage data really good. Rather than stop button clicked, I'm going to choose points measured, and I'm going to stick with 1,000 points. But you can see I can also set it based on time or when time expires and so forth. You can get a lot of data. So this is a data management method, the measurement spacing. So this instrument is going to take a measurement point every 2 microseconds. So rather than taking all of those measurements, I may not want that many measurements. I may want a measurement a second or a measurement a minute. And then so I can place delays between the data points so that I don't store millions of points, and I really don't need that kind of granularity. In this case, I'm going to say measure as fast as possible, and then I'm going to press start. So this is the file that popped up on my screen as soon as the 1,000 points were collected. And if we scroll down here, we'll go to the very bottom. And we'll see that my index here at 1,000, and I have all my data lined up here. So let's go back up to the top. So we've got the time that it was measured, and you can see the granularity of the time, the peak, the pulse power, the CW or average power, and the crest factor, and the duty cycle. So you get all the data, and you can set the logger up to give you whatever granularity of data that you really need, especially if you don't want to deal with millions and millions of data points. So very nice logging feature for the system.